The extreme traded money. I want to talk about the origins on this. If you guys haven't heard this story, it's a wonderful story. Tulip Mania. Have you guys heard of it? How many of you heard? Raise your hand. Just one, two out of the entire three of the entire room. You're going to love this. In about 1634, about 400 years ago, in the port of Amsterdam, which is a Dutch port, it was one of the most famous ports. There was a lot of countries and individuals that came there and they traded, and they used to have tulips there. And people from all over just loved this flower because it was, how would I say, it resisted the cold weather and the harsh weather and so forth. So tulips actually lasted longer than regular flowers. And they had these beautiful colors. So all of a sudden they started trading. And the cost of a tulip started going up exponentially. And before you knew it, the cost of a tulip was actually becoming more than the cost of a house at that time. And in fact, what was interesting about the tulip is that it actually bulbed and blossomed about 3-4 months a year. So what was happening is that it was getting very expensive doing that those 3-4 months. But what was happening is people were starting to buy it in advance. What does that mean? Trading, options, margins. Mm-hmm. They started buying in off-season times. And they would buy it. So let's say it's going to bloom in June. I'd buy it in January for $200. And then somebody in February would buy it for me for $300. And somebody would buy it in March for $400, hoping to sell it in June for $1,000. That's where the original trading started and the speculating. Interesting, huh? Then what happened was what they say about the tulip, it looked like an onion when it was still blooming. That this one sailor accidentally ate it, thinking it was an onion, but it was a tulip. And I guess the seamen just like threw him in jail and they beat him up. Because apparently that tulip could have fed the entire crew for 1 year if they had sold it. That's how powerful these tulips were becoming. And what they were doing, apparently there was a group of orphans whose parents died and they had some tulips and they sold those and made lots of money in an auction for the kids so they can live off of. And then the auction started taking on, oh my God, we can start auctioning tulips. And the prices started going crazy and crazy. Then all of a sudden, something happened. I think it was 1636. Somebody had a big auction, and they sold all these tulips, and somebody bid it on it. The next day, he didn't pay. And when he didn't pay, it caused panic all over. And the market for tulips dropped immediately. This is what happened. If you look at the cost of a tulip, just in a matter of 2-3 years, just shot right up and then all of a sudden crashed. And it actually hurt the Dutch economy for about 3-4 years. People were selling one tulip for like acres and acres of land. That seems foolish, right? How many of you heard of Facebook? Now, granted, it's got billions of customers, but really, does it produce anything? So it's, I don't want to say it's similar, but think of what's happening nowadays. So this is the start of that, I guess, margins market, where people are starting. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? Any questions on this? So, if you're going to go buy some tulips, don't pay $1,000 for it. Think twice of what you're doing. Oh, and the interesting part too, the tulips during like the height, it actually got a disease because they were selling so many. It got a disease, and this little disease caused these strange colors to like come out of. They looked like rays and so forth. That caused the prices to go up. You would think it would cause the prices to go down. It caused the prices to go up because all these strange colors were coming out of the tulips. So I'm telling you, that's where the craziness started. Hi, this is Alvin Parr, and thanks for watching. If you want more information on the GreenLine 401k, click on the link on this video.